The work that we've done with organisations using the adaptive cultures model has only been for a short period of time, and it has made a very profound difference. We've been using the methods and the techniques in our own practices before adaptive cultures began, probably for about a decade. What we have noticed is, as we've developed and evolved the methodologies, that people will look at the work we're doing, they say, Jesus, that makes amazingly good sense. We haven't seen that, and we haven't touched and felt a culture model like that where we can actually really understand the experience of our organisation.
So the adaptive culture model is based on the concept of continual evolution. So the idea is that there's going to be no fixed endpoint. However, there will be milestones. We tend to see individual change in the people who embrace the methodology really quickly as they start to experiment with new ways of thinking and being and behaving in the organisation. Where we work with discrete teams or functional units, we can also see changes happen more quickly. However, the larger and more complex the organisation is, the longer time frame will be required before you do see significant change. There is no better stage of cultural maturity, but there are more mature stages. And what that means is, if we take the example of comparing a toddler with a 30-year-old, the 30-year-old will have more options available to them, more choices, more wisdom, more understanding of life, and therefore more capacity to be effective in the world. So while there's no better stage, there are certainly more effective stages, more mature stages, and more adaptive stages.
There would be three unique things that distinguish the work of adaptive cultures from traditional culture work. The first one is that the notion of adaptation means that when the external world is changing, we must make sure that the organisation continues to shape, change and evolve. That means the culture work needs to be about building adaptive ability in individuals, in the systems and the structures of the organisation. The second piece, and that's really important, is to build that adaptive ability means that we actually need to work on our own complexity as human beings. We need to be able to get inside how we understand the organisations that we're part of, how we show up, all the beliefs and things that sit underneath our own surface. The third big and significant difference for adaptive cultures is that adaptive cultures takes a systemic view of organisations. And so that means around working at three levels: working at the individual level, working at team, committee, group levels, and working at the whole organisational level.
70% of change initiatives still fail. To be part of the 30%, you need to address the human aspects of change. And that's what the adaptive cultures approach supports.